How's it going, everybody? I'm the guy that made the original Lightworks Everything You Need to Know video. Well, they came out with a new Lightworks, Lightworks 14. It's still in beta, but it's going to come out very soon. And this is a major overhaul. They made a lot of improvements. It's a much better editing program. So this video, if you're just getting started with Lightworks, it should give you everything you really need to know to get started with this new Lightworks 14. So let's get going. When you open Lightworks, this is the window you're presented with. These are all your projects. If you double click any of these, they'll open up in the main editor. But before we do that, your system preferences for Lightworks is over here in the top right. You have this little toggle. Click that. And the only thing I've ever changed is project layout. If you clicked on flexible, that's the old project layout. So I leave it on fixed because that's the one I like. So now you go over here to create new project, click this, and the first major improvement, look at the frame rate. You can choose mixed frame rates. That's a huge improvement for Lightworks. Before, mixed frame rates gave it all kinds of trouble, but now you have mixed ones. So now let's name the project Test V14, V Guinea. Okay, hit create, and you're presented with this window here, and here's the first major overhaul change of the program. This is now a tabbed video editor. You have your log tab, which is where you're going to import your clips. You have your editor tab up here, which is where you make all your edits. You have your effects tab, which is where you add your effects, and your audio tab for editing your audio. This is just a much cleaner, more modern look for this program. So let's start out in the log tab. And over here, first I just want to make note that Lightworks now has a network of royalty-free music and video that you can buy. So if you click Audio Network and click, type in rock maybe and hit search, you're going to get a bunch of royalty-free audio tracks that you can buy, and you can put them in your videos. And same thing with video tracks. So let's click right here, which is local files. Click that. And these are all the files on your computer. So I already navigated to where I want to go. So I just clicked on this where it says places. And I have an external hard drive that I keep my files on. So here they all are. So if you want to import files, you can click on a file and hold the control key and click on another one. Hold the control key and click on another. Control click for another one, and you get the picture. You can just control click a bunch of times. So down at the bottom of this window here, you have where it says create link. You have three options. Create link means that it's just going to leave the source media in its original place, which is what I always use, and it's just going to link to that source media. This is the best option. Copy media, you can copy it to another folder if you want. Or transcode. If you want to transcode the media to a different format, you would click this, and then you would right click somewhere in here, and you get this menu, and you'll notice on the video it says video transcoding. If you click that, these are all the options that you can transcode to, and so you can pick your option and transcode to whatever option you want. But I'm going to do create link, and I'm going to hit import. Okay, so here's all your videos that you just imported. So in this window here, if you double click a clip, it's going to open here, and you have all the information down here of the clip. You can, for example, you can rename it Monarchy on Flowery. I spelled it right. What do you know? No, I didn't. Nope, I never spell it right. But right here, you can go through the clip, and you can hit the play button, which is either L or space. You can hit J for rewind. Hit play, hit I for in. And you can hit in O for out. Right about there, good enough. You can do it on another clip. Double click it. Hit play. I for in. And it's going to be O for out. And that's really all you do with this window. You can do that with all the clips if you want, but you don't have to, because you can click the edit window right here and you can set in and out points for all of your clips on the edit window. So one thing I do want to note is in the edit window, you don't have to click replace and insert to put the clip in a timeline. You can actually just grab the clip and drag it right into the timeline. And I'm going to click this plus button here to zoom in just a little bit. This is the zoom. So you can actually set your in and out points right here too. You can click on the clip and hit play right in the bin here and hit I for in. And you can hit O for out right there, and you can drag this to the timeline if you want. All set for you. Something else you can do is you can double click a clip and you can open it in its own separate window here. And this gives you a couple more options. So let's hit play. Let's hit an in point right there. So I hit I for in, and I don't care about the shaking, whatever. And I hit O for out. Now I can click this and drag it in like I normally would, or I can also use these two buttons right here, replace and insert, to put this in the timeline. So let's say, for example, I want to put this clip in the timeline right here. I want to split these two clips up and put this clip right there. Well, I would click right here, insert, and that inserts it right into there. I could also put the timeline maybe over here and click replace, and that's going to get rid of this little section here and replace it with this there. So let's just pick one more. I don't know, did I put the monarch butterfly in yet? Yes, I did. How about this guy? I'll put this guy in, so I'll hit I for in, and I'll hit an O for out right there, and I'm going to take this, I'm just going to drag it into the timeline. So here's my clips, all in the timeline, ready to go. And this is the part of Lightworks that so many people get frustrated with, the actual trimming of the clips. But I promise you, when you get used to it, you're going to love it, because it really is the quickest, easiest, most fluid way to trim clips that I've ever seen. So let's get started trimming these clips. So first off, if you position a playhead right in between the clips and click, you're going to notice that it highlights in the yellow. And you can click and drag these 2 points. See, one clip gets shorter, the other gets longer as I'm messing with the in and the out points. And when you're done, you have to go over here and you click close, or you can hit the tab key. Clicking close solidifies that edit. Now if I don't click close, let's say I just did this and I said good, I'm done. Now I'll go over here and do this one. Well, no, I'm not, because I didn't end this edit yet. So I can either click close or hit tab and solidify the edit. What if I don't want to move both at once? What if I just want one clip to move? Well, come over here to the left, for example. So just to the left and click. And now this is whited out. So when I move these, only this clip changes length. These two stay the same, but they both slide into that clip. See that? And I can hit close and I'm done. I can do the other side as well. And I can only affect this clip while leaving everything else the same. This is why Lightworks is so darn good. So you can click and drag. But guess what else you can do? You can use the J, K, and L keys. I'm hitting L right now and it's getting shorter. I'll hit J and it gets longer. But that's not all you can do. You can use the arrows on the keyboard to go frame by frame. That's very nice. And click close when you're done. So again, if you want to click in the middle, you can do J, K, and L for the middle too. See that? You can do frame by frame too, and you can affect both at once. And you hit tab for close. Now this is where it really gets interesting for Lightworks. I actually just found this out. Watch this. I'm going to click right here. Then I'm going to hit the control key, and I'm going to click off to, say, the side of this clip. Hit control. So now I have two highlighted. Look at that. I'm editing both at once. Isn't that something? Isn't that awesome? I'm just sliding that clip right around. See that? And of course you hit close when you're done. Hit off to the side. I'm going to try this. Okay, so now I just hit off to the side of both these. Let's see what happens. I don't even know what's going to happen. Look at that. It just rolls it. See that? That's pretty cool. And now I have the gap, which I don't want, so I'm going to do this. But isn't that pretty sweet? So hit, hold control, click, control, click over here maybe, and then move frame by frame, and I'm moving them all at once. Look at that. Isn't that cool? Come on. Don't even tell me that's not awesome. And hit tab for complete. This is really everything you need to know to trim clips. Again, you want to just do one, click off to one side. Hit close. You want to do the other one, click off to the other side. And it's only going to affect that one clip, and you know how to do both. Now let's add a track for a second. Okay, so now there is no file menu, there's no edit menu, none of that. The menus are the right click. So right click right here, and where it says tracks, just click add video. So now you have another track, and you can do the same with audio. In fact, let's right click, tracks, add multiple. Let's do that. Audio, and let's say 2, and we'll do before those two. Is that, well, I should have did the other way, but that's all right. We'll drag these up. So I'm just going to click these and drag them up here. Matter of fact, let's try it like this. Hang on a second. Let me put this back here. It does something. There it goes. It does that. See, let's do that again. Let's do that again. I want to show you what happens. So I have another track right here. If I try to do the trimming features like what I just did, it just throws me all the way over there. It's the most annoying damn thing in the world. Well, what is happening? For some reason, when you add another track and it's blank, and you don't have anything in it, it won't let you trim them right. So you need to deselect this track. So I'm going to mute it. This track is now muted. And when I do this, now all of a sudden it works again. So if you're having that annoying problem, that's why. I just found that out, and I thought I'd show it to you. And this leads me to my next lesson. How to edit. Let's say I want to do the video, but I don't want the audio to edit. I want to make an L cut. Well, go over here to where it says A1, A2, and click those. That deselects them and mutes them. So when I do this, you'll notice the audio's not changing. So I just made myself an L cut right there. The audio cuts here, video cuts there. So it's as simple as that. Okay, so let's talk about deleting clips. Let's say this clip here, I want to cut this clip in half. I want it to be 2 separate clips. Well, the way Lightworks does it a little bit weird. Put the playhead where you want it, and go over here to where it says delete, and hit delete. Now this is 2 separate tracks. It's a little bit strange. So let's say I want to just get this track out of here. I want it off the timeline. Well, you can literally click and drag it off just like that. Or you can right click and hit delete, and it's going to get rid of the clip and close the gap. I want to show you one other thing. I'm going to hit undo, which undo is Control Z, or it's these 2 buttons here, undo and redo. Okay, I'm going to click and drag this off, and I have this big gap here. Now if I right click in the gap and hit close gap, it closes the gap. So that's how you do that. So say you had a bunch of clips, way the hell over here, and you don't want to drag them all over. You just right click and hit close gap, and there you go. Okay, so let's do speed. Let's look at the speed. So this guy's going pretty fast, so you'll notice it. Now in order to adjust the speed of a clip, you simply put the playhead where you want it, hit right click, and you have speed right here. Click that, and you can type whatever you want. I'm going to type 20%, hit enter, and it's going to resize it. Now this is a slow motion clip. See that? So this is pretty much everything you need to know with the timeline. Now if you go up here to your bin, you have your clips, you have your sequences, which are your edits. So this is just one sequence. And you can also create new bins if you want. If you hit the little plus button, you can say, I don't know, butterfly shots. And you could drag clips in, but you can hit your local files here. Let's just find one. MP good enough. Import. And it's in this bin. So this is now in this bin. You can create as many bins as you want, by the way. Something I want to mention, you go to sequences, right click in there, and you go to make, empty sequence. And here's an empty sequence. Now if you double click this is it. It's a new sequence, a totally new. So let's just add a few clips to that real quick. Okay, so I have this here and I have this. So now this is my new sequence. Now what I want to show you is if you go back to this and you go back to your original sequence right here, you can actually take a sequence you just edited and you can drag it right in there. So you can have two separate projects and drag them into each other. That's actually really nice. I'm going to copy this clip right here. And to do that, I'm going to hold the Control key and click on the clip and drag it, and I just copied it. I'm going to do the same thing with this. Control drag, copies the clip. And you can actually name your sequence by double clicking up here. And you can name this Butter Junk. Sounds like a porno. And you got this. So this is your sequence in here. So let's double click this sequence and open it back up. And if you take this other sequence you're just working on, you can actually drag and drop it right into this original sequence. So that's actually something that's really nice, the fact that you can do that. You can drag and drop sequences into each other. Okay, so this is really all you need to know for the timeline. Now let's go to the Video Effects tab. You click right here, and these are where you're going to add your effects. So you have a little mini timeline here, and you have the big window, and in fact, of course you can drag it up if you want to make your video clips bigger. But I'm going to position the cursor over here. And one thing I do want to mention is all the effects in Final Cut Pro, all the video clips, they have color correction effects automatically applied to them. All of them do. So if you want to, you can right click right over here and click Video Tools. And that's going to give you video scopes. Now the scopes are not that good, but they can sometimes help you edit the colors. But let's just mess with the colors on this a little. So you're going to put the playhead over the clip you want to affect, and you can go right over to the colors over here and just start screwing with it. See, I'm turning it all kinds of, oh, that just brought the pinks right up in those flowers. That looks kind of nice, actually. See, at first I was just screwing with it, but it looks kind of nice, so I'm going to, try. That's pretty cool. Brightness, let's bring the red down, the brightness. Ooh, doesn't that pop? Holy hell. I'm actually having some fun with this. How about the blues? No, I don't like the blues. Green. Okay, I don't want to go too nuts, but you can see what I'm doing. Now, let's say I want to add another effect to it. Well, there's a couple of ways you can do that. My favorite way is you go to the clip, right click, and you have effects right here, add. And there's so many effects now that you can screw around with. See, I got a DVE effect, for example. I can put a 3D DVE on it. That enables you to rotate the clip and all that. See that? That's pretty cool, huh? And if you want to get rid of the effect or toggle it on and off, you got the little green button here. You can toggle it off, toggle it on. Click this right here. And you can click remove, or you can click reset and just reset it. I'm going to remove it and get rid of it. Now, let's just say for 1 second, let's go back to the editor tab. And let's take one video and put it on top of the other video. So I just got these two stacked on top of each other. And let's go back to the effects. Now what if I want this one to show through to the other video? Well, you right click on it, click add effects, and let's see, which one was it? It was in mix, the mix tab, and you hit blend. And now you have blend right down here. And here's your opacity slider. See, if I slide it down, see it's mixing into this one now. See that? Totally transparent. Now it's totally not transparent. And in fact, you can actually keyframe it too. So let's just do that. So to keyframe, you turn this on. And this is going to keyframe. You can move the cursor over here. And you can bring this down to say here. And let's play it back and see what happens. Look at that. It's fading right out because I just keyframed it. And this is actually how you keyframe everything. So let's say this video, this clip here. Okay, so I got my color right here. So let's go with the brightness, and let's just turn these all on. See, I'm turning the keyframe on for it. And let's start, I don't know, here, and let's move this over to there, and this over to there, and that over to there. Let's move the cursor right here, and let's bring this way. bring this over. Oh, I'm doing the wrong one. Sorry. That's not going to help. So you got to do the ones that are keyframed, that the keyframes click to. So let's go like that and just screw it all up. And now let's bring it back right over here. And let's put this over there. This over here. And this is going to be just a total funky ass clip. Let's play it. So look at it changing colors because I keyframed the colors. See that? Alright. So now there's other ways you can add effects. So let's go to this one over here. You don't have to right click to add effect. You can go up to the this window here and you see the little plus button. You click that plus button and you have all your effects right here. You got your tab. You know, you can do your you can do text. Let's add a text effect. You have all these options for text. Let's apply it. And now I have a text effect, and of course, you know, you can do all your adjustments. You know, your font, bold, color. You know, you have all your adjustments right inside here for the text effect. And let's say now I don't want the text effect anymore. Well, you can click it and click remove and get rid of it. And I'm going to zoom in just a little bit here. There's one thing I do want to show you that's really important to know about adding effects. So now go to your text effect and click your effect, which is titles, and typically you put it on the current clip, which is where it is right now. But you can do current clip unfolded and click OK. Now this gives it a separate track, and I'm going to show you what this does in a second. So let's just change the text a bit. Let's make it bold. Let's make it cursive or something, whatever that is, and make it big. You know, face. You put a shadow on it. It's all kinds of stuff. Now let's go back to the editing tab for a second. So I got some Japanese text on the screen, or I think it's Japanese. I don't know. You have to ask a Japanese person. But here's the effect. Now, let's say I want to extend this effect to all the clips. Well, I'm going to deselect all the other tracks. And I'm going to take this and just click and drag it over as much as I want. So if I want it to end right there, that's where it's going to end. See, I have my effects. And I have my title on all these clips now because I unfolded the title. Now let's go over to the audio section over here. You click the audio tab. And now this obviously is where you can edit your audio. So I'm going to re-enable these tracks here. And you can click and drag the levels up and down pretty easily. Just literally as click and drag. You can also add keyframes to it as well, and you can click those down. You know, adding keyframes is as simple as just clicking over the audio line here. So there's a little line in there. You click and you just add all these keyframes, and here they are. See that? You can right click and you can put effects in there, add. You have all these audio effects that you can add, and you mess with them the same ways. You have this window up here. This is how you, so I'm going to turn that on actually. This is how you mess with the audio on here. Something that's very nice about the newer Lightworks are these audio meters. So you hit play, you have the audio meters here. I'm going to take this one. See, this one's all keyframed all over the place. But something that's cool is you can actually pan the audio. See, I'm panning this to the left right now. This is going to come out of the left speaker only. You can pan it to the right and make it come out of the right speaker only. And that absolutely does work. You can mute tracks by clicking those right there. You can drag these up and down to raise and lower tracks. See, I just lowered that down. I can drag it and raise it way up now. That's really about it with the audio. You got your effects from the right click, and you got your keyframes, and you have your meters right over here. I do just want to say, from any of these tabs, doesn't matter which one you're on, you go over here to where it says Project Test, and these are your settings. You click this, have details about it. You got your video settings, and you can change all these settings on it. Audio, same thing. Here's all the settings. If you want to get back to the main screen, you can click this right here. That brings you back here. You know, you can double click on this and you can open it back up, and there it is. So just one more thing before I go. What about exporting it? Well, exporting it is easy. Just put the cursor where you want, put an endpoint, put it at the end wherever you want, hit an out point. You can right click, go to export right here, and you have your targets. Now I have the free version, so I can just do YouTube. You just click export, you put the folder you want to go to, you go find your folder and you give it a title, and you would hit start and it would export. It has a little window right here showing it exporting, and that's it, it's done. So that's everything you need to know to get started with the new version 14 of Lightworks. I think it's very good and you should give it a try. It works on Windows, on Mac, and Linux. I'm using this on Linux right now. Alright, thanks for watching.